what's up? It is Monday, August 19th, 2024. Let's get it. This is the first full week of school. So here's the agenda. So make sure that you open up your agenda, get all that written in. This is the beginning of the agenda that's going to count towards your second journal check. So we'll have our first journal check this week, but our second journal check, this is where your agenda is actually going to count in. So just realize that your agenda actually is part of your journal check and that it counts for about 16% of that. So I just wanted to put that out there. All right, let's keep it pushing. So just remember today is sports physicals, 3:15, girls, boys, 4:15, $20 cash. There is, and you have to have a sports physical in order to have volleyball, in order to go to the tryouts. So there's volleyball tryouts. There's also soccer tryouts. So Tuesday is volleyball tryouts. Wednesday is soccer tryouts. So these are just reminders for you guys. So again, get that sports physical in. If you already have one, you're good. Make sure to turn it in. It's on file with the school. Okay, cool. Here we go. This composition notebook, you need to have one by tomorrow. We're having our first journal check tomorrow, so you need to have one of these notebooks by tomorrow. So journal check number 1 is tomorrow. So make sure you have one of these composition books, and then we'll go over it. And really, for this journal check, all you have to do is have the book. If you need the book, if you need one, let me know. I will make sure to get you hooked up and taken care of, okay, if you ask me. So you got to ask me, and then I'll make sure that you're hooked up and taken care of. Okay, let's keep it pushing. Here we are right here. I just wanted to talk about this real quick. I think we got the entering the classroom thing down very well. So I think we've got all that done. Everyone has an assigned seat now. And you guys see where to get the stuff that you need. So make sure, that's on the board. It's also on that first screen that you guys see right there. Here's something that's important. I just want to make sure to go over this about the tardies. So if you look right there, first tardy A, warning, no big deal. Second tardy, warning, not a big deal. However, third tardy, that means that you are now receiving an ODR. And for my class, I just want to make this clear. You are tardy if you are not in your seat when the bell is done ringing. So that means you've got to be in your seat, seated when the bell is done ringing. That lets you know, like, okay, snaps, I'm tardy. That also, when the bell rings, that's also letting you know, like, okay, it's time to lower all of our voices because Mr. Farr is probably going to start teaching at that point. So just make sure that you're seeing what the heck you're supposed to be doing. I just want to make sure you're in your seat. That's when you're tardy in my class, okay? So, yeah, they just asked us to kind of review that real quick. So I also wanted to point this out. We talked about this last week, is that you need to speak out loud to the class on a weekly basis. That means at least once a week, okay? So and the reason I say this is because we're coming up on a place where it's easy to talk once per week, okay? So right here, ¿Cómo estuvo tu fin de semana? Right? Like, how was your weekend? Some people were tripping when we said that. So in the class, we won't do that on here because it's a video lesson we're not going to take. But usually in the class, we'll take 4 minutes, and then we'll allow for people to share how their weekend was. School appropriate. Okay, school appropriate. I realize like people be doing whatever outside school, but whatever you share in here has to be school appropriate. So make sure that that's that. And we'll share for about 4 minutes. Now, here's the deal. If you want to know how my weekend was pretty chill. Pretty chill. So, and I tried to keep it that way because I was really tired after that first week because I've got teaching going on during the day, and then I signed up to teach another class at night, which is proving to be quite a bit of work. Thankfully, it's only 6 more weeks long, and then I'll just be on to just regular teaching. So, yeah, my weekend was kind of, I would say, pretty chill and low-key, and I actually wanted it to be that way. All right, let's keep it pushing. So we were doing this activity on Monday, right? And we're not going to go too deep into it, but we talked about the word, on Friday. So we talked about the word marooned, and that's kind of this idea of being stranded or lost. And typically, if you're marooned, this could be a lot of times intentionally you have been lost or stranded. But we were playing this and we were picking environments, right, to say which one of these did you guys want to be marooned in. And then students were actually picking out items from their actual belongings. A lot of people were able to send me their pictures. I have a lot of people's lists. I will collect those papers today. We will have some groups present, not all, but we will have some groups present, and then we will go from there. Okay, so if you're online, it's just something to think about. Like, if you had to survive, what would be the things that you have on you right now that you would be able to use for surviving? And it's just something to kind of get you thinking. Okay, cool. So let's just move it along from there, and then we're back to here, which is guess the expectation. So I'm gonna put up a meme, and then you tell me what you think the expectation is. Let's go. Yeah, if you could actually turn in your work on time, that'd be great. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is one of probably the second most common reason why students do not pass any class, and it's because they don't do their work and they don't turn it, or they don't turn it in on time. Sometimes students do their work, they just don't turn it in, or sometimes they think, oh, well, I only have 3/4 of it done. No, turn it in. Turn in what you got. Get all your work done on time in the class. Get everything done 100%, and then turn it in. So don't waste any class time. Make sure that as soon as, like in the first 60 seconds, and we're going to talk about that on a couple slides, the first 60 seconds happens, boom, get yourself to work. Get yourself to work. Get yourself to work. All right, let's keep it pushing. This is just something to think about. What grade is it that you want to get in this class? What grade is that you? So these are some of the things I'd be thinking about. Like, okay, what grade? Like, how do I want to teach to make my students as successful as possible? But what grade is it that you want to get in this class? We're just gonna take a few seconds just to think. And you see this brain up in this corner. So when you see that brain, that's me saying activate that mind and start thinking. So there shouldn't be any talking. It just should be just thinking. Like, what grade do you want to get in this class? And then you should think about the next question. What is it? What would I have to do to get that grade? What would I have to do to get that grade in this class? Like, what would I have to do? So start thinking about those things, because we're already getting into that mode. Like, if I wanted A, what am I going to have to do to get an A? Right? Like, be thinking about that, because those two things are connected. Most of the times, students have a want of a grade, but they don't connect what is the work I got to do in order to get that grade. So these are things that you definitely need to be thinking about, and then figuring out, like, how am I actually going to do those things that I need to do to get that grade I want? Okay, cool. So hopefully I'm going for over 9,000, and you're like, what? Don't worry. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. I'm going for it. My goal is that every student would pass. Every student would pass. That's my goal. That's my goal. I thought about this a lot last year, but my goal is that every student would pass, and I'd have an increase from last year to this year of how many students passed, and then also how many students passed the state test. So these are two things that I'm like thinking about as my goal for students, and I also want them to be prepared. And I want y'all to be better people than when you enter my class than when you left it. So when you leave it, I want you to be better people. Okay, cool. All right. Let's talk about this for just a couple of minutes. So everyone is going to get a worksheet, and on the top of the worksheet, it's going to look like that over there. Do I have any by me? I do not have any by me, but it looks like that over there. It says, what does a scientist look like? I'll get it real quick. What does a scientist look like? This is what the worksheet looks like. Very similar to what you see over there. Now, here's the instructions. Woo! That's the bell. You got 5 minutes to get to class. Okay, so draw a full page picture of a scientist. That means it should take up this whole page. So it should take up this entire page, right? Then color the picture. So not only should it take up the whole page, but it should be in color. Also, right, on there, you should say, well, make sure you draw, like, what are they wearing? So we should be able to see them. What are they wearing? Also, what do they work with? So what is their lab equipment? Where are they at? Are they in a lab? Are they outside? Well, where does a scientist do the sciencey things, and what are the scientific stuff that they work with? Like, where are they at? Okay, so that's what you should be drawing. It should be a full color page, and again, it should be the scientist, whatever you think they look like. It should also be, where are they, right? Like, where are they at? And then what are they wearing? So all of those things should be in this picture, and it should take up the majority of all of this blank space down there. You're going to submit your picture through Canvas on time as a PDF. And you're like, I don't know how to submit it as a PDF. Don't worry, I got you, fam. Fam, don't worry, I got you. We'll go over that. It is due on Wednesday, so you've got a couple of days. So we're going to spend the rest of today working on this assignment, right? And then obviously we'll spend some time tomorrow as well. And then I'll show you how to scan it in as a PDF. Don't worry about that, okay? I got you. And I got some tutorial videos that will help you out. Now, when we talked about this first 60 and we talked about turning in your work on time and we talked about what is the grade that you're wanting to get in this class, right? We talked about all those things, right? So when I hit the timer, I'm like, yo, within the first 60 seconds, that's why you see that up there, you need to be working. You need to be working within the first 60 seconds. So get to it. You know what I mean? Get to it, get to it, get to it, get moving, right? In the first 60 seconds, you should be working. So you got about 40 some odd seconds to get yourself together. If you practice this and get yourself moving in the first 60 seconds, then you will probably be able to finish almost all of your work in all of your classes. Don't spend time talking. Don't be messing around. This is not. Nah, be like, no, the first 60 seconds I got to spend getting ready and getting to work. Other than that, I do not have anything for today. That is, well, not that I don't have anything, but that is everything for today. So this is the first video lesson of the year, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.